Mr. Ryan.
Morning. Morning, Danielle. I'm just admitting other people. Omar. Besant. Peter. Selma. Yaouta. Okay. Morning, all. I hope you're all fine. Yesterday we did some questions on the Canterbury Tale, Prologue. Okay. Some people are still joining. Shahid Ibrahim. So I think we did up to page 108, if I remember well. We have two more people. I admitted you, Summer. What's wrong? Summer, are you in the room now? Summer? Yeah, man. Summer. Okay. I'm joining. Okay. So yesterday we did up to page, I think, 108. Like just to share the screen with you. This is page. See, this is 111. We did. I'll try to cover the rest of the questions in the first session, and in the second session, we'll try to do, if we have time, we'll try to do a tale of two cities. I think we did up to 108, as I said. The last question we did yesterday, if you can correct me, was what are two characteristics of the skipper? Am I right? We did up to this question yesterday. Am I right, guys? Guys, can you hear me?
Mr.
Yes.
Summer is telling me that her internet connection is unstable and she can't enter the session.
Okay, let her try, ask her to try, and I keep a
She's saying that she keeps trying, but it won't let her in.
problem. Let her keep trying. Okay. Okay. And let's move to the next question. I think it will be on page 109, yes. What are, Maya Tanahi is joining, Maya. Okay. What are the person's main characteristic? This is Muhammad Al-Kiki. What are the persons? This is the beginning of the part of the person, guys. This is the person. And the question is, what are or what is the person's main characteristic? Have a look and give me the answer. What are the person's main characteristic? Mirna?
He was a religious person.
Okay, which line or which lines give you this?
Yet he was rich in holy thought.
Okay, thank you very much. Exactly. He is a religious person, and a person, as you know, is a type of priest. Thank you, Mirna. So the person is a religious person. Let's move on to his main characteristic is being religious. Let's move on to page. If we have any questions here, 100. This is 11 or 10. 111. What is the plowman like? What is the plowman like? You know, a plowman, as we said, is a man who uses a tool called the plow. You know, the plow, which, let's say, remove the soil or where is the plowman? I don't know. I don't remember where the man spell. Let's see the plowman. Where are the lines about the plowman? The miller, maybe here at the beginning of the page, or started on this page. Yes, it started on page 110. There was a plowman with him there. Do you remember his brother? His brother was the person, the plowman, the brother of the person, and both characters were religious, humble, and they were good characters, if you remember. So the question is again, what is the plowman like? Describe the plowman, and you can refer to the summary I gave you. With Peter, welcome Peter. What is the plowman like, guys? These are the lines about the plowman. Hania, I want you to answer this question, Hania. Hania, can you hear me? Hania.
Sorry, Mr. Natala, I can hear you. Okay, I'll answer it. Wait.
Okay. What is the plowman like? Just read these lines and try to give the idea of the line. Describe the man in brief.
An honest worker.
An honest.
Where he used to live in peace and do charity.
Yes.
And he loved God, so he was religious.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you very much. I'll read the answer I have here if you want to write it after me. The plowman is a good citizen. His virtues, or he helps the poor, pays his tithes on time. Remember tithe, the 1/10 of your income you pay to the church. Okay, again, he is a good citizen. He helps the poor, pays his tithes on time. Tithes, T-I-T-H-E-S. One tithe is 1/10 of your income. And loves God and his neighbors heartily. He loves God and his neighbors heartily, or you can give any positive description in your own way, as long as you understand the lines written about the man. If I move on to page 112, here on the right, on the left, we have a question. What are the two subjects of the comparison in lines? Welcome, Kareem. What are the two subjects of the comparison in lines 594 to 604? يعني starting here, his masters up to this line. Again, what are the two subjects of the comparison in lines from here, 94 to 604? Take your time. Which characters are compared here? We go up a little bit. This is the part concerning the manciple. Right. Mariam, can you read the lines? 594 up to 604, please, Mariam. Mariam, can you hear me? Okay, Hania.
Okay. From 590?
594.
Okay. His masters, he had more than 30 then, all versed in the abstruse legal knowledge, could have produced a dozen from their college, fit to be stewards in land and rents and game, to any peer in England you could name, and show him how to live on what he had, debt-free, unless of course the peer were mad, or be as frugal as he might desire, and they were fit to help about the shire. In any legal case there was to try, and yet this manciple could wipe their eye.
Okay, so which characters here are compared? The manciple and who's ready to answer, guys? These lines talk about the manciple and his masters, right? Remember his masters?
Yes, yes.
Manciple is like the caterer who buys food and drink for the 30 students of law at the law school, if you remember. Okay, the subjects of the comparison here are the manciple and his masters. The 30 masters he serves, although he is illiterate. As you can see, the man is illiterate, but his wisdom outpaces theirs. Again, that an illiterate fellow can outpace the wisdom of a heap of learned men. They are learned men, and he goes on in the comparison here to see how the manciple, although being illiterate, an illiterate person is a person who can't read or write, as you know. He outwits, or he is maybe more intelligent than those educated 30 educated gentlemen. Okay, let's move on to the next page or the next question. And this is the summoner. We have a reading check here question. How do serfs and herdsmen view the reeve? How do serfs is like slaves or servants, and herdsmen, the public, view the reeve? I want just to find the lines which start describing the reeve. I think the reeve will be here. Oh. Yes, the reeve is here. Have a quick look at these lines. The answer is in front of you guys. How do serfs or herdsmen view or think of the reeve? The answer is in front of you in these lines. Who has found it? Ahmed Matar? Matar?
Yes, Mr.
Are you okay, Ahmed?
Yes, I'm fine.
Did you attend the first session, the math session?
The internet was lagging in the second session. I attended the
No
first
problem. No problem.
session.
So, let's say the answer lies in the lines from 620 to 625. The question,
Mr. I didn't hear the question.
the question is, how do the serfs, SERFS, or herdsmen view or see or think about the reeve? Okay, the reeve is the character described in these lines, and the answer lies between 620 and 625. Who has found the answer, guys?
About the reeve?
Yeah, the reeve. We said that the reeve, if you remember, is a job like, as we say yesterday, sorry, these days, الخولي. يعني a man who is responsible for a piece of farm, or يعني you, Abdurrahman, is a landowner. He has a big area of land. He is not free to, let's say, control this area of land, or manage it. He hires a person called the reeve to look after this land for him. Okay, and remember, this reeve used to keep some money for himself from the owner without letting the owner know. So Myrna is raising her hand, but Ahmed or Abdurrahman, can you answer the question? I gave you the lines with the answer. How do the serfs or the herdsmen see or view the reeve? Hi, Myrna, go ahead.
I think they hate him and they fear him
Yes, good.
because he knows a lot of secrets about them.
And they feared him in this line, 623 here. They feared him like the plague. Yeah, they feared him like the plague. Okay, so they saw him or feared him like the plague. This is the answer, simply the answer. Okay, okay, guys. They hated him. If you say they hated him, it's okay. They didn't like him, it's okay. And you say this meaning in your own words. But the answer I have here: serfs and herdsmen fear the reeve as if he was the plague, or as if he were the plague. And you know what plague is? An epidemic or a pandemic, right? This is the last question we did. Right, let's move on to page 115, I think. A question about characterization, and I'd like to remind you again of the direct characterization and indirect characterization, which we said yesterday. A direct characterization is when I say that Ahmed is greedy. I say it directly, but I can say it indirectly when I say Ahmed took all the apples for himself. Okay, this means he's greedy, but I didn't say he is greedy. What facts in lines 719 to 726 indirectly characterize the partner? Remember, the partner, the man who has just come back from Rome. He was visiting the Pope. He was carrying a bag, a big bag, in which he had some fake relics, which he sold to people in order to pardon them from their sins and crimes. What facts in lines 719 to 726 indirectly characterize the partner? 719 to 726. I want someone to read these lines, please. Who can read them? Yaota. Okay.
He had a cross metal set.
Give me a second. Sorry.
Okay.
I got lost. We were doing which page, guys? We were doing 115, I think.
Yes.
Yes, I think it was 115. So, yes. Okay, Yaota, sorry. Go ahead.
He had a cross metal set with stones, and in a glass a rubble of pig's bones. And with these relies any time he found some poor up-country person to oust. On one short day, in money down, he drew more than the person in a month or two, and by his flatteries and prevarication, made monkeys of the priest and congregation.
Okay, the word is prevarication.
Prevarication, thank you.
Okay. So the question is, again, what facts indirectly characterize the partner in these lines? I have 4 raised hands, mashallah, mashallah. Okay, I have, where are they? Let me see. Yauta's, Danielle's, and Luji's. Okay, I'll take Luji. Luji. Okay, wait.
I think that he is greedy.
Yeah, he's greedy. What else?
I don't know.
In brief, greedy, okay, thank you. Danielle, your opinion?
That he is a dishonest man.
Dishonest, okay. Ayauta, your opinion?
I think he was selfish.
Selfish. Matar, you wanted to say something, I think?
I wanted to read. I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, before you open.
Okay, no problem. So, the facts of the partners tricking poor up country folks and making monkeys of the priest and congregation indirectly characterize him as a dishonest person, as one of you has just said. Thank you very much. Yani, we can say briefly dishonest, greedy, and whatever you like to say. Use the suitable negative adjectives to describe the man. You know, he is a con artist. We can say he is a fraud. He is an imposter, and whatever. He is dishonest. He is dishonest. Okay, let's go to remember the meaning of prevarication, evasion of truth. Prevarication means evasion of truth. The next question is, why does Chaucer apologize in the sentence starting with line 745? Remember, Chaucer, the narrator, apologizes, okay, in the sentence starting line here. But first, I beg of you, I beg of you, this is a way to apologize. Why does the narrator apologize in this line? Why does the narrator apologize? The answer here is very easy, guys. And if you were following up, I think it was the day before yesterday, when we did this part, you would find the answer easily, or you would remember the answer easily. Wait, Mirna, I need other people to answer. I'll pick some other people. Karim, can you answer this question? Karim? Karim, answer me, please. Karim? Karim, don't say I'm here after 5 minutes, okay? Karim, you're not in the room. Mariam? Mariam? Mariam, are you there? So Mariam and Karim are absent.
مستر أنا موجود بس مش عارف أشغل المايك بيعلق.
لا بيشتغل يا كريم اتصرف. Mariam and Karim. Karim, can you answer the question? Mariam, if you can hear me, tell me please, because this way you're absent. Karim, you have a question in front of you. Why does Chaucer apologize in the sentence starting with line 745 here? He says, but first I beg of you, which means I'm sorry. Why is he saying I'm sorry? Guys, solve your problems with the mic. Don't chat with me. Solve your problems with the mic. Everyone has more than one device at home. Use a suitable device and be ready, please. Mariam, can you hear me? Right, Maya? Maya?
He was saying that he will report the journey in detail, but he was begging people to not judge him as an unmannerly person.
Perfect. Okay. I have two other. Mirna, your opinion? Mirna, your answer?
I was going to say the same thing, that he's apologizing if he's going to recall the stories and in the same way, in an accurate way, that some may be inappropriate.
Thank you. Abdurrahman?
Yes, Mister. I was going to say.
Okay. Go ahead, say your opinion. Say the same stuff. If you won't say the same stuff, say it again. Just for your friends to remember it. Abdurrahman, are you there? Right. So the man said, I beg, as he said it here, but first I beg of you. Why? Because he is going to report matters frankly, right? Some of the storytellers use improper language, as Maya and Myrna have just said. He apologizes again because he's going to report matters frankly, without euphemism or without embellishing the words. He will use the very words uttered by the storytellers. Some of the language they use is bawdy. You know, bawdy means inappropriate, inappropriate language or improper language. Bawdy, B-A-W-D-Y. B for book, A-W-D-Y. Bad language, or he's using improper language. He will report the stories exactly as they were told. Okay, this is why he asks you, the reader, to forgive him. Question, the last question on this page. This is page 115. What two things does Chaucer promise to tell the reader? What two things does Chaucer promise to tell the reader? Here, if we go back here, what two things does Chaucer promise to tell the reader? Try to read this part and find the answer. Where is the part he says, I'll tell everything stage by stage? I think the answer lies between lines 40 to 50. If you look at the lines between 40 and 50, you can find the answer to this question. I want more people to raise their hands, please. Guys, remember, يعني, I have 4 or 5 people who raise their hands all the time. And as for the others, they will have 0 for participation. أقسم بالله. Yani, if I have, for example, Myrna, and all the time Myrna is here by name and she never answers a question, Myrna will get 0 in participation. Okay, be sure about this. Okay, there is no tolerance about this. Myrna will get 0 if she never raises her hand or answers or says a word. Say any answer, try to participate, try to be more active. But you attend the session by name only, and when I call your name, you don't answer. Even if you answer me, try to be more active, please. Try to take part in the session. 4 or 5 people raise their hands all the time, and the others are either sleeping or enjoying themselves in a way or another. I'm not sure. It's not enough to be in the session by name. You'll take the mark for attendance, but there is another mark for participation. I haven't heard of some people for a long time. You are here by name only. This is not proper. Try to take part in the session, please. So I have 4 hands, the usual hands: Rashwan, Minna, Basant, Maya. Okay, the usual hands. Okay, Rashwan, your answer, please.
Mister, can you give me 10 seconds, best?
I'll pick another person. Take your time, Abdurrahman. Thank you for raising your hand. Minna? Minna?
I think he would tell about each pilgrim, their social ranks and profession.
Okay, thank you, Minna. Basant?
He says that he'll tell how each one behaved that evening, and he'll also report their journey stage by stage.
Perfect. We have another person. I do remember. Maya?
I was going to say something similar to what Basant said.
Okay, perfect. Both of you, thank you. So if you want to write after me, the answer is, he promises to report the journey as Basant said, stage by stage. Here in line, I think 43. Then I report our journey. So the first thing is the journey. He will tell it step by step or stage by stage. Okay. And to give an account or a description of all their words and dealings, concealing nothing. He said, if I speak plainly and with no concealings. Okay, he doesn't want anyone to condemn him as unmannerly, as Myrna said. Okay, if he speaks plainly and with no concealings. But number one, he will report or describe the journey step by step and give a description of all their words or actions, as I think Minna said, concealing nothing. Concealing nothing. Okay. I'll move on to the next question. We have page 116. Are there any questions here? 17. Type. We have another question. I think one last question about characterization on page 117. The question is, what does the hosts, remember the host of the inn, the tabard, what does the host's decision to accompany the pilgrim or the pilgrims suggest about him? What does the host's decision to accompany, to go with the pilgrims, suggest about him? Before answering this question, I want someone to remind me, why does the host decide to go with the pilgrims? And here I'd like to take Dahruk to answer this question. Ahmed Dahruk.
Yes, Mr.
Why does the host decide to go with the pilgrims? Why does the host decide, take your time, to go with the pilgrims? The host, Ahmed, is the owner of the inn, of the hotel.
Mr.
Okay, no problem, but answer in English. Okay, I'll pick another person. Gamal?
Okay.
No problem. Gamal? Gamal, can you hear me? Gamal? So Gamal is not here. Farah, are you there? Farah? Farah is absent. Is Farah here? Okay. I'd like to go to Peter. Peter, can you hear me? Peter? Peter, you are in the room, but you never raise your hand. I know you're not that lazy, Peter. Peter, can you hear me? So it looks like Peter is sleeping. I'll go to Summer. All right, Summer joined us at the beginning. Summer, she doesn't have a mic. Summer, try to solve your problem with the mic. Shahd Ibrahim. Shahd, are you there? Shahd Ibrahim. Salma.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, mister, but your voice is lagging.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
This is
I think I heard my name, but your voice was lagging.
Mister, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear both of you, Shahd Ibrahim and Peter. Shahd, we have a question in front of us.
There's a problem in the voice.
Can you hear me well now?
Ibrahim.
Shahd, I'm talking to you, Shahd.
Mister,
there is a problem with the connection.
yes, mister, but I can hear you. Your voice.
I can hardly hear you. I can hardly hear you also. Okay, so if you can hear me, guys, why does the host of the inn decide to go with the pilgrims? If anybody wants. Guys, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm not.
Yes.
I received a message that says the host muted everyone. You're not muted. So, okay. I have 7, mashallah, 7 raised hands. Peter, if you can answer, why does the host decide to go with the pilgrims? Quickly. Pete.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second.
Typing something. Okay. So I have a problem with the screen. I can see.
Yes.
Hey, Peter, do you have an answer?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Go ahead.
Because he wanted to serve as the judge for the tales.
Okay, thank you. Where did you find this answer, Peter? From the internet? Because you were typing something. It's good to find the answer on the internet, but where did you find it?
No, yes, I did like research, but it was also the notification.
Okay, this is also a skill. Okay, thank you, Peter. He went with them guys to be the judge, right? They agreed to tell 4 stories each, 2 on their way there and 2 on their way back, and he will decide which one is the best, and the winner will get a free meal, if you remember. Okay, so the question here is, what does the host's decision to accompany the pilgrim suggest about him? What does this decision tell you about his character? Ladies. So all the raised hands want to answer. I'll take Myrna first. Myrna?
Maybe he likes adventure.
So he is adventurous.
Yes.
Thank you. Basant, he is.
I was gonna say he's a very sociable person.
Social.
And he's also curious about the tales that the pilgrims will tell him.
So Myrna said I don't remember what Myrna said, but I remember what
adventurous.
Adventurous, yes. And Basant said he's curious and maybe sociable. Rashwan, you want to answer?
Mister, I wanted to answer about the question اللي على الجنب.
Okay. ما هو we are answering the question اللي على الجنب يا عبد الرحمن.
ماشي.
Go ahead.
اللي هو what does the host decision to accompany the pilgrims suggest about him?
Yeah. This tells us that he is
generous and fair.
Generous. Thank you very much. And fair. We have no reference for him to be fair or not fair so far. We don't know how he judged it, but he's maybe generous because he was